Welcome back to American Literature 1. We're going to talk about one of America's first malcontents. And we'll see through the work of Mr. Thomas Paine that being a malcontent does have its advantages. Thomas Paine was a fascinating figure. He seemed to be born for revolution. In fact, he was in at least three of them, the American, the French, and one other that escapes my memory at the moment. The point being, we see a lot of unrest in America today, and it seems probably disturbing. But the fact is, unrest has been part of our DNA since the very beginning. So let's get started. We're going to talk about Mr. Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine began his career as an apprentice corset maker, a sailor, and tax collector, which shaped his views. Most of his leisure time was devoted to books and ideas. He was fired twice for neglect of duty, although the second time came about after he had the audacity to suggest that tax collectors should be paid a living wage. Go figure. He married twice, and his first wife having died, he acquired a tobacco shop. He lost both the wife and the shop within 2 months of getting fired the second time. By chance, he met Benjamin Franklin, who was at the time the ambassador to England, and he recognized Paine's talents and recommended him because of his American perspective. Paine soon left England for Philadelphia, where he became involved in the writing and publication. He began writing pamphlets under a pen name because their contents were so inflammatory that they could have cost him his life. He used the pen name Common Sense. His pamphlets became bestsellers and spread throughout the colonies, and he became the voice of the revolution. In fact, at one point, his writings were so inspirational that Washington had them read to his troops to inspire them. After the war, he created a design for an iron bridge that had no piers, and he traveled to England and France to gain foreign patents. He enjoyed fame and was treated with great importance as a result. And here are a couple of quotes. "A body of men holding themselves accountable to nobody ought not to be trusted by anybody." Smart thinking still holds true today. And to argue with a person who has renounced the use of reason is like administering medicine to the dead. Keep that in mind next time you get involved in an argument on social media. However, he fell out of favor when he published another pamphlet called The Rights of Men, Part 1 and 2, in which he called for the overthrow of the British monarchy. Not the wisest thing to do when you're living in England at the time. He was indicted for treason and fled to France, but he couldn't stay out of trouble. He was a part of the revolution, given a seat in the government, but he lost it when he opposed the execution of the newly deposed king. He wrote a pamphlet on a rational approach to religion that was more deist than traditional, and this angered many people, so that when he returned to America, he was no longer looked upon with great favor, and unfortunately only his enemies remembered him. His funeral was only attended by 6 people. Later, William Cabot, a fellow pamphleteer, returned his remains to England when he died. No one knew where Paine was buried except Cabot, and he didn't tell anyone, so unfortunately, we still do not know. It is a difficult thing to be a revolutionary. It is perhaps a hard life being something of a malcontent. But we owe much of our liberty and our understanding of government and the way that things are run, the America we know today, is owed in no small part to the work of Thomas Paine. So I hope you will enjoy the video presentation from YouTube in addition to this, and read through his work. It'll give you a sense of history and perhaps where we are today. I'll see you in the next video.